Just got off the Zoom call. It starts at about 7:30. It's every Friday night. It's called Philosophy Friday. At one stage, I was asked to give some comments. They couldn't hear what I was saying. So I went to check all the sound systems, couldn't find anything wrong. And then I went to check my Facebook page, and the video was fine, but there was no sound. So here I am again doing this reading. So I'm just going to do the reading. Basically, it's like 5 after 9 approximately. So I'm just going to do the reading. And to anybody who tried to watch that thing and there was no sound, I humbly apologize. I had to restart the computer. When I restarted the computer, lo and behold, I had sound again. So hopefully this is one with sound. So here is today's reading with not a lot of comment from me. It's called Engage in Restorative Renewal. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, really. First quote is from Gertrude Stein, who was an American. She was a playwright, an art collector, an author, poet, a bunch of things. She lived from the latter part of the 19th century until mid 20th century. She was American, but she ended up living in France for a good part of her life. And she said, every day is renewal, each morning the daily miracle. This joy you feel is life. This joy you feel is life, Gertrude Stein. Ernest Holmes said, you are more than you appear to be. Life is greater than you have ever known it. The best is yet to come. And as I mentioned before, Ernest believed that the essence of us survives the death of the body. And that essence carries on expanding forever. It carries on learning forever. And this is from Diana, our writer for this month, Diana Ensign. She says, taking time for ourselves may feel selfish. If we are parents, caretakers, or professionals in demanding occupations, our own self-care might not be a high priority. Yet without it, we're not at our best for ourselves or anyone else. Nature is a wonderful teacher for renewal, especially at this time of year. We see fresh life bursting forth across the landscape in a variety of vibrant greens, pinks, lavenders, and yellows. However, these plants, like all new growth, require nourishment: sunshine, water, healthy soil, and nutrients. We need nourishment for our own personal wellness and growth as well. We need time to explore, time to play, time to relax, time to grow, and time to heal. Let's ask a question. When was the last time you went on a retreat or took a solo trip? When was the last time you set aside time for your own self-care? What does renewal look like for you? What brings you joy? That's the key of all of these things in looking out for yourself and concentrating on doing things that support you. What brings you joy? Bob Proctor, who was my first mentor, used to say that what you do at work may or may not be what brings you joy. In other words, some people's work is their joy. Other people work for income, and then their joy is something else. But the two often can coalesce and be combined. For instance, poets, I'm sure, athletes, authors, I'm guessing. Being alive to this life is in itself a daily miracle. But at times, we really do need to recharge our batteries, and especially if we have been under a great deal of external stress. We also need experiences that restore our spirits. Our personal renewal might not be a big trip or a lengthy retreat. It might involve simple things like getting together for a friend or with a friend for a cup of coffee, or visiting with children or grandchildren. For some of us, we might need something more, like a long-awaited vacation or a group retreat. Whatever your current situation, find a few things that fill your heart with happiness. Know that, as Gertrude Stein put it, this joy you feel is life. The affirmation, I give myself permission. I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to rest. I fill my life with joy. I fill my life with joy. The bottom line is this, and it kind of came out in a slightly different way in the 1.5 hour deal that we call Philosophy Friday. It came out this way. You cannot love someone if that love doesn't already exist within you. Or if, put it another way, you can't love someone if you don't love yourself. And most of us, to love ourselves, we had to work at it, because to most people, that doesn't come naturally because we've been taught from being kids that that's not the way life is. But it really is the way life is. You really have to build that foundation. You really have to look after yourself. On Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page tomorrow at 9:15, Reverend Lisa will appear, my colleague. She'll have something completely different. I'll be back on all the channels that I'm on tomorrow at about 5 p.m. But until then, I am going to sign off now, simply saying namaste.